Mars transit, Mars plus transit, because not Mars transiting, the four planets going together in the transit mode. And three other planets with Mars are Sun, Mercury and Venus in the same house. So for each and every sign, I'm defining the effect as well. Let me define here for Aries. Mars, Sun, Mercury and Venus transiting through your 10th house. The house of status, the house of prestige for Aries. The house of 10th house for anybody is the house of status, prestige, honor, job, profession, career and your own performance. How you are performing on your own. That is the 10th house. What is your credibility? That is your 10th house. What is your status? So Mars, Sun, Mercury, Venus together transiting to the 10th house. So it's very most prominent for Aries for this particular time period. For Aries, starting this whole phase from mid of January. This particular transit can be very useful for Aries in many, many ways. It's creative favorable circumstances in your job, in your career, in your business, in your professional life, attracting powerful people, decision makers, and circumstances that facilitate your work. People in authority, people who are decision maker, are favorably inclined toward you. Aries, most relationship in your professional life will run very, very smoothly now. It is apparent to everyone that you are primarily interested in working harmoniously with others, and they respond by being agreeable. Aries, ultimately, Mars, Sun, Mercury, Venus together attract only because you exude favorable energies professionally, regardless of what you do for living. This particular transit may involve you temporarily in artistic matters such as designing, such as layout work, such as decorations, professional decoration, even public relation for the purpose of making the company look more attractive, more good. All such activity should go smoothly at this time, Aries. Aries, any new love relationship at this time would be with someone older or someone who acts as guide figure, who can help you to learn more about getting ahead in your life. On the mundane level, this particular transit can take the form of falling in love with a boss or employer. The fact that this person's station is higher than your own, normally a barrier, become a source of attraction under this influence. Be careful of mercenary in motives which could ruin the relationship. This is the time of your year when you should turn your attention to the most outward aspect of your life, career, your role in the larger society, your standing and reputation within the community. You should also take this time to examine your life as a whole and see if you are going in that direction you want and making adequate progress in your life. The 10th house relates to the manifestation of your ego drives within a social context. Not a personal as other houses, it affects most strongly the most extreme area of your life, which are nevertheless extremely important. One possible effect of the Sun in this house is to put you in a limelight, either on a small or large scale. Depending upon the normal course of your life, you may be called upon to take over the direction of a task or project in which you would have considerable power. But take notes that the responsibility will be equally great. Aries, it is extremely important to approach such as an opportunity with power knowledge, with the proper knowledge of your strength and weakness. Aries, at this time, you do not have to be super strong or competent to succeed because the natural flow of energy is with you. But you should know as much as possible about your real capabilities. Do not pretend to be something you are not, because the truth will eventually come out. And if you have misreport sentient yourself, then you will be damaged. The 10th house is also related to your parents, so this transit could indicate that your interaction with them is very, very important. This transit is future oriented rather than past oriented. You may have to deal with element of your past, but only to make a correction so that you can plan more intelligently for the future. The only real danger of this transit is that if you have done something wrong or in a slip-hood fashion, it may be exposed now and trip you up in an unpleasant way. It would be a very good idea to look over your flow life and correct any situation that might give you problem in this way. You can confine your concern to non-personal situations, although family problems may have sometimes create difficulty in public at this time. This difficulty is usually indicated by simultaneous transit by another planet that affect the 10th house. More than any other, this transit arouses your ambition to achieve. If you can identify with the project, you will work extremely hard at it until it is done. It is especially important now that you may find an independent project that requires your individual initiative and paramount effort. You should try to gain independent authority in your work at this time, because you're not likely to be tolerant of other people's authority over yourself. You prefer to be your own boss, but your energy will make an impression upon other people who are in a position to help you, as long as you do not challenge them unduly. One of the problems of this transit is that you are much more likely to be in conflict with authority figure than at any other time. Parents, employers, or bosses, or even government official may feel it necessary to stop your effort in various areas. But this will happen only if you insist on being a threat to them. If you can align your interest with theirs, these people can help you. Conflict with co-worker may arise if they feel threatened by your effort to get ahead. You should try to play down such conflict unless something real is at stake, for they will only block your effort and make an advancement more difficult. If you can remain reasonably conscious of other people's interest and not come into conflict with them more than absolutely necessary, so this transit can help you to make great progress toward the objective you have set for yourself. But if you feel that you must defeat every challenge from others at all the cost, it will probably cost you all the progress you might have made. Under this influence, you should make plan concerning your professional life or the equivalent area of your life. Even if you do not have a profession, you should doubtless have some activity that pursue as a form of ego expression within your larger society, such as working in a club or organization. Think about what you have been doing along these lines, whether it is working out you want it. If necessary, plan to make changes that will improve it for yourself. This is a good time to undertake any new studies that might help your career. Learning new techniques, for example, studying your job in order to gain greater mastery over it. This is also a favorable time to talk to superiors, bosses, employers about your work and how you make advance in your job. This may not be a good time for actually trying to get promotion, depending on other factors, but you can use this time to find the best way to go about getting a promotion. Communication on the job may assume greater importance than usual under this influence, but be careful not to get all tangled up in red tape. This particular transit can make you so concerned with petty procedural aspect of the job, paperwork, filling out form and so forth, that you do not have a time for the important and rewarding aspect of your work. On the other hand, you may become involved with the part of your business that involves communicating with the outside world, either through advertising or through contract negotiation or through email. This should work out quite favorably, assuming that an afflicted planet in the 10th house of your chart is not being transited by another planet at the same time. So you have to be very careful. But this particular timing, Aries, is professional creation, rising status, prestige and honor, acquiring wealth, power, authority and status, yes, and recognition by highest authority or by the decision maker. Aries, the task, precaution, chanting you must do to make sure this transit will give you the ultimate, the finest effect are these. And the task number 1, please do donate money, food to the blind school, not the blind charity, blind school regularly. Every other day or every week, it's up to you. How much is up to you. Second task, which is extremely important to make this particular transit very, very powerful and effective. Do donate rice to temple and the langar. Rice amount of 2 kilo, 5 kilo, 10 kilo. Aries, the precaution, refrain from any living conflict and argument at this particular moment. Bad debts, lack of flow of income, fine, penalty, punishment, fruitless expenditure, risky investment, foul temper, out of control behavior, any living conflict with anybody, please. Aries, the chanting you must do. Aum Harim Sharim Kalim Gulum Gam Ganpate Varvarde Sarvjaname Vashmanai Swaha. The more you do this chanting, 24 minutes, 48 minutes, 72 minutes, 96 minutes every day, this will root out your obstacles and give you rise in status, prestige and luck and prosperity. You can take your astrological journey even deeper by downloading my free app. Just sign up and you receive a complimentary basic consultation as my welcome gift to you. But you'll have access to premium content. Weekly horoscope premium content, monthly horoscope premium content, yearly horoscope premium content. Yes, with transit effect, conclusions, task, precaution, chanting, very thorough report, weekly, monthly, yearly. Wish you all the best. Thank you.